Flores, Tahiti.
Adriano de Souza,
John Florence.
Heli Taramburu, Vasco de Spain.
Travis Logie.
Gabriel Medina, Brazil.
Jeremy Flores,
Chloe Nino, Freddie Pataccia.
Miguel Pupo,
Taj Burrow,
CJ Hopgood, Satellite Beach, Florida.
Kelly Slater.
Joel Hawkinson, Snapper.
Luke Fanning. ISP, it's on.
You know you gotta take it for a stroll. New love, the case. You take it when it really is.
I'm in tune with my body. It speaks to me and pushes me. This is my life. Samsung Gear Fit.
Introducing Orbitz Rewards, the instant approach. Earn rewards in an instant, redeem in an instant. Book a flight, use rewards for the hotel. Book the hotel, use them to stay longer. Think reward, redeem, relax, repeat. Orbitz Rewards, instant vacation gratification.
Some of the biggest work we do around the world is in Brazil because of the huge clean water needs that they have. But it's also because as surfers, we have a strong personal connection to it. During this ASP contest in Rio, it will be really great to help a community that's 30 minutes from the contest. The significance of this Brazil event is that we're going to be able to have a lot of the athletes participate.
Happy Mother's Day to all our great mothers out there watching around the world. Welcome to the official post show brought to you by Rio Tourism and Toure. Joe Chappelle alongside two legends of the sport, Pipeline Charger Strider Wazalewski, former world champ Martin Potter. Strider, is your Portuguese getting better?
No, it's not. Obrigado.
Obrigado. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We had a pretty exciting day of action, a pretty dramatic round three. We had our biggest day of the waiting period today, Potts.
Yeah, we did, Joe. We woke up this morning and, you know, that wind that produced a swell. It was offshore in the morning. We saw some crazy barrels through the day, which was basically the order of the day. I mean, it started off with Gabriel Medina and Travis Logie kicked things off. Gabriel started with an 8.50 with about a second on the clock, and Travis Logie came back and pipped him at the post with a 9.5. So, you know, the tube rides really came to play today, and it was a deciding factor.
Well, Strider, for you, how did the tube options affect the competition today?
It was a Brazilian blowout. It was pretty heavy what happened today. Everybody going down from the Brazilian side. Unfortunately for the local crowd, that was tough. You know what, though? We got one left, Adriano de Souza, and he's going to be going up against Kelly Slater. That's going to be a banger. You know, I don't know if everybody out there knows, but the statistics on that aren't looking too good for Kelly Slater. But we'll find out soon enough, because that heat will be probably up first thing right away in the morning.
It's a big point, Strider. A lot of weight on De Souza's shoulders as he's still in the contest. We'll see him compete again, possibly tomorrow. Let's go back into that drama, Potts, that you brought up. In the first heat of the morning, glassy conditions, we have world number one, Gabriel Medina, hit the lineup against the dark horse. Travis Logie coming into this matchup, 26th in the world, Potts.
Yeah, you know, and Medina, it was looking ominous for Travis Logie. Medina out of the blocks. There was about a second on the clock, and Medina started with an 8.50. But this wave right here for Travis in the dying seconds, he needed a Hail Mary. He needed an 8.77, posting a 9.50, coming from super deep in the barrel and knocking the world number one out of the event.
He had priority at the end. Travis only caught 4 waves in the matchup to Gabriel Medina's 12 waves, left Medina shocked. And he's going to have to hand up that yellow jersey off to either Joe Parkinson or Kelly Slater. Later on in this contest, we'll decide that as we look at the numbers. 15.5 total for Travis Logie over the 15-point total of Gabriel Medina, but that left the beach in awe. That was who they wanted to be the champion. But then it followed suit. We had Adriano de Souza hit the lineup. He had an interesting heat here with the Rita and Baru Strider.
You know, it was tough. A lot of guys out there were coming in saying it's just a crapshoot, but Adriano actually found the hole right here. He pulled in behind the whitewater section. Chandelier came through it, and he loved it. The beach went wild, and that's why he's still in the event, because he brought it home.
Well, Potsy's saving his moments for energy, just for the good waves. Still looking real casual as he's coming out of the lineup, Pots.
Yeah, not as animated as normal, but you know, I think he's saving his best for last. You know, he's got a long way to go still. He's got Kelly Slater tomorrow, but Adriano de Souza starting to fire up. We've seen some passion coming out in these last couple of heats, so he's going to need it. Kelly hasn't had a good heat yet, but still in the event, so I predict that is going to be the heat of the round.
Biggest rivalry on paper. De Souza has Slater as this one continues. Then we saw Julian Wilson, the all-star, go down to Kolohe Andino.
Yeah, this was a huge story today because Julian has been looking really good this whole event, just flying all over the place, getting twos. But the Grom, Kolohe Andino, I wouldn't say Grom anymore, he's all grown up now. I've just known him for so long, but just flying away out of the back of that one. Nice little tube rides for him, and you know what? He put the nail in, he came out on top, and we're stoked to see it.
Channeling the punchy breaks down in San Clemente. His high scored 8.43 in effort to win this one. Julian Wilson turned in a couple of sixes, but Kolohe's camp was proud. They let it do it on his own right. Julian had some good looks. We've seen this happen a lot, Pots, where Julian's in form, the guy to beat, and he exits out in round 3.
Yeah, it's got to be a little disheartening for Julian. I mean, he's been the informed surfer in pretty much every event so far this year, but unfortunately, just coming up against the guy who has a blinder. Kolohe hasn't had a great start to the year. We saw a little bit of passion from him at Bells Beach, and that passion's obviously flowed over through here in Brazil. These kind of beach break conditions suit his style of surfing. 13.70 against 13.50. That was a super close heat, but Kolohe's going to take a lot of positive out of that.
He seems to excel in beach break conditions. Now let's catch up with Taj Burrow, winner of the last heat. Rosie Hodge, take it away.
Yeah, Taj, we were just chatting about how physically taxing it was out there. You must be pretty stoked that you've done all that off-season training with Johnny Gannon.
Yeah, that was honestly maybe the hardest heat I've ever surfed. It was so difficult. I was stuck in a rip at the end. It was just like river rapids, and I didn't hear one score. I had no idea the situation. But from the waves I got, I didn't think I won, because I only got one right where I did 2 turns, and then I left, and I got one good turn and then fell. I was just like, surely the boys did something a bit better than that. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, but that was rough. It was so hard to find a decent wave. So I was thinking to myself, surely I can find a left and just jam 2 big backhand hooks. And I was just going, okay, I'm waiting for it and waiting. And I was just paddling. You got to paddle constantly as hard as you can, and it just didn't come. And I just, it just time dwindled away, and I was just like, my arms were turning over as hard as I could the whole 30 minutes. It was really exhausting. I'm glad they're not doing round 5 if I'd lost.
Yeah, well then potentially tomorrow you would have surfed 5 times if you made it into the final. So tomorrow morning you get to rest up. We could potentially finish the contest tomorrow, so you'll still surf a whole bunch.
Yeah, 3 heats tomorrow hopefully, and then I'm happy to make it. It's one less heat, and it's just difficult out there when the tide's like that low and there's just rips start cranking up, and if you get stuck on the wrong side of one, you're just like gone. So I'm happy. I'm happy to move on to tomorrow, and quarterfinals is great.
All right, well Taj, go enjoy the rest of the afternoon off. Back to you, Joe, for the post show.
Thanks, Rosie. Taj Burrow coming in completely exhausted, but happy to be in the quarterfinals, along with former event champs like Jordy and Bede. We'll take a quick break. More of the post show coming right after this.
I can capture life in a blink. I can download the world in an instant. I live carefree. This is my life. My life powered by the Samsung Galaxy S5.
Beauty. A million forms of expression. We have seen beauty, and she is powerful.
Introducing Orbitz Rewards, the instant approach. Earn rewards in an instant, redeem in an instant. Book a flight, use rewards for the hotel. Book the hotel, use them to stay longer. Think reward, redeem, relax, repeat. Orbitz Rewards, instant vacation gratification.
I'm in tune with my body. It speaks to me and pushes me. This is my life. Samsung Gear Fit.
Thanks for watching the post show, brought to you by Rio Turismo and Turi. Joe Chappelle alongside two legends, Strider Wazalewski and Martin Potter, as we reflect back on a pretty epic day of competition down here. It's lots of fun on the beach, but pretty dramatic for a lot of our surfers. Strider, we lost so many top seeds as we go into the quarterfinals, but we have some usual suspects into the quarters, like Bede Durbridge finding his form. He's won out here before. What are your expectations on Bede later on in this contest?
Well, Bede's a professional. He's just an amazing, solid surfer. He comes in, gets the job done every time. I mean, he just puts his foot down. He has a lot of confidence. You saw him first wave. He said the biggest wave of the event so far for him in his last heat, getting a massive score, 9.10 right in the beginning of the heat, and leaving everybody else just chasing.
Well, you see him kind of topping the charts as far as numbers are concerned. Rhythm's a huge thing in surfing, Potts. You've been emphasizing that. What about Taj Burrow? He's been deadly in the past out here in Brazil.
He has. You know, he's won here. He's coming off a great result at Bells Beach in the semi-finals there. Coming so close, you know, those ones where you almost get there, they really hurt. But he's carrying a lot of momentum. He's in the quarterfinals again. Who has really impressed me today was Geordie Smith. Now, although the barrels were on offer, Geordie Smith got his high-scoring ride by doing purely manoeuvres, and I think that's a tribute to how good this guy's surfing. We haven't seen any massive scores on just turns. Geordie Smith posting an 8.5 with 3 manoeuvres.
What's interesting, Potts, we always talk about numbers with surfing. When you free surf, I mean, you're a former world champ. Do you score yourself? Are you feeling your numbers? Are you giving yourself good scores?
9.5s every time, Joe.
9.5s every time. Let's dive into the daily top 5 and check out the numbers. It started off early in the morning with barreling conditions, coming in number 5 on the charts. This is the 8.5 on the buzzer for Gabriel Medina, Strider.
Yeah, it looked good. Started off strong, slipped right in, and slid out and continued down the line on that one. Bang, right away. He's on the board.
End up getting knocked out. Number 4. This is also an 8.5 for Geordie Smith.
You know, this was the wave we're talking about. It wasn't a barrel, but he just attacked it, throwing some big turns. Really difficult to surf the wave today on that open face, but Geordie just tagging that end section there. Just some radical surfing from the big South African. I think he's looking ominous. If the conditions stay the same, he's going to be very tough to beat.
And that was that first score that you saw in the X-Fin range going to turns. Powerful Geordie Smith comes at number 4 on the charts. He's already in the quarterfinals. Bede Durbridge, we'll probably see this guy a couple times. Number 3 on the charts on the daily top 5 for this 8.83.
Yeah, having a field day out there. Look at that. Perfect barrel, executed behind the bowl and deep. Just completely disappeared, looking like he's at his home break. Stradbrook back in Australia. Love his, you know, obviously stoked right there on the end.
That was the heat where he took out Felipe Toledo, Strider. That was your pick for a win. Kept barreling. A 9.10 for Bede, number 2 on the top 5, Potts.
That was a crazy wave. This is in the afternoon. The conditions are very tricky. Bede just falling out of the sky, grabs the rail, pulls in, just shows that he can only not only get barreled on his forehand, but he's really good on his backhand as well. And that's what you've got to be here. You've got to be able to adjust on the fly. You know, you've got to have the whole complete package. But this is the surprise package as far as I'm concerned, Travis Logie.
Number 1 on the daily top 5 for a 9.5. Happy birthday, Travis Logie, taking out world number 1 of the contest.
I mean, he fell into that thing, Hail Mary off the bottom. Didn't even look like he was going to make it, and there he was. Look at the smile on that guy's face.
You know, he said he came in, he was baffled. He didn't know how he did that, you know. And it's those moments, like I said, you know, sometimes you take off on a wave not knowing whether you're going to make it, and they end up being the good ones.
And Travis always has to surf on his birthday, being a traveling competitor, and he said he always has shockers. Something happens on his birthday, and he can't surf. Quite to his ability. Today, a game changer as he gets a 9.5. And Strider, you noted earlier, a crucial result for Travis since he started off fairly slow in 2014.
Yeah, he's still going to continue his campaign, hopefully, and make it on through to the quarters. He's got to, you know, it's going to be a hard round for him this next one. The matchups look good.
Well, let's dive into the forecast to see what's in store. We still have plenty of time to go in the waiting period. Big thanks to Surfline being our official forecaster. Kevin Wallace doing a great job providing us with the forecast. They've been pretty spot on so far, Potts.
That they have, Joe. You can see there. That's the swell that we've been seeing today. South-southeast swell builds through the weekend. You know, today was going to be the biggest day of the window. Some solid waves, 5 to 6 foot on offer, as you can see there. You know, it's going to probably drop a little bit tomorrow, but the conditions are going to be absolutely perfect. We're going to see offshore winds through tomorrow. And, you know, even into Wednesday, there's still sort of going to be some waves around. But just see what happens with the wind tomorrow. If it holds off, I dare say we might finish this thing.
Really fun to look at the forecast. A lot of opportunity for tomorrow. The key thing is the local wind conditions are looking really fun for the contest. And remember, the Rio Women's Pro is still on hand. The quarterfinals are stocked, ready to go, with Lakey Peterson and Pauline Adu potentially going out there first thing in the morning.
Yeah, that's going to be insane. Those two girls are on fire. They're into that round. We're on the back half of the draw. We're going to bring it home hopefully tomorrow. The men's on the same program on the back half, so it's going to get really, really exciting.
Well, let's go back to one of our performers of the day. B. Durbridge got a little more insight on the wave here at Baja da Tijuca. Let's check out the GoPro breakdown.
Yeah, just putting the GoPro on, going to paddle out Barra Tijuca and get a couple of fun little beach break waves.
Yeah, this is probably my 13th trip to Brazil, and it's a beautiful place and so many great tourist things to do. And just a lot of energy in this town, and yeah, a lot of girls around in their bikinis. That's a big thing for Brazil. It's a great spot with some good waves too. I just love this beach. It's super white sand, the water's super warm and clear too, which is really nice. You've got these islands out the back there that split up the swell and create this really peaky beach break. This beach breaks, it just changes within like 10 minutes, you know. It's kind of like France, like rips will start up and you've got to adjust. Yeah, it could be really good there, like 3 good waves could come in and then a rip would start running out and you've got to move and keep chasing those clean faces and those peaks. So it's a good all-round wave to show your whole repertoire. You know, you can get a good barrel into a huge air or a big hack, and so yeah, it's going to be an exciting event, and some great surfing's going to be done.
Big thanks to GoPro for hooking us up with those amazing cameras that are putting us in a great point of view perspective to check out the lineup with B. Durbridge. I know, Strider, you have a GoPro, and I used to have to beg you to tell me what it was like inside the tube at Chopu. Now you can take us in there with you.
Yep, you can get right inside the GoPro show. It's pretty mental to be able to be in the barrel, have that thing with the mouth mount, and just be looking out into the barrel as it spits you out, and it's, well, go out there, put one in your mouth, and get barreled.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. We have the GoPro Challenge, Strider, Potts. So, you know, at certain stops on the tour, we saw Josh Kerr win the first one at the box, but we also get the second challenge in Fiji.
That's going to be amazing. You know, the box, short, intense barrel. Fiji, a little bit longer. I think we're going to see some incredible tunnel time. You know, the pros are obviously going to use it in their heats, and if they do, they get to win 15 grand for the best one. So, interesting to see.
Little extra incentive. We talked about a lot of the former champs that are in the quarters. What about Nat Young before we go? You're a fellow Goofyfoot, Strider. What is your take on his performance in this contest?
Nat Young, probably one of the strongest competitors in the contest right now. Solid backside, just manhandling it as a Grom. I love it.
Pretty exciting to see. The stacked heats are coming tomorrow. Join us tomorrow on the Dawn Patrol at 7 a.m. For now, we'll say goodbye. We'll leave you with music from Preservation Hall. We'll see you tomorrow.
Here goes Travis having a look at this one.
Falls out of the sky, pulls into the pit, still driving, and it's spitting, and he comes flying out. Travis Logie finds the exit. He needs a 9.0 to take out Medina.
Kidding me?
Souza.
Up again, pulling in nice and deep, makes the first section without a problem. Now the exit.
There we go, big barrel. Can he make it? Yes, he can.
Chloe and Dino. Needs a 4.17. Can he find it? Drives in. Gets a lot of cover. Can he come out? He does.
Late takeoff right into the pit. Taj Burrow lands it. The wave spits and he's able to pick himself back up.
A wave. The first, the Big Bang. The sun, the heat wave, then the sound wave, then it got closer. Right there, every day, at our feet, teasing. It humored us, it dared us to team it.
The biggest aerials ever seen in World Tour competition.
It caused us to dream, to imagine, to dance. It created new artists, new competitors, new battles.
Look at this, Kelly. No hand grab, just all glory.
It inspired us. It inspired millions. It carried our champion.